So we've called into Bergen today and we've found some, it is paid parking but it's quite reasonable. So for 4 hours it was like 40,000 kroner. So we've left the Betsy with a bunch of friends, other camper vans and motorhomes, and we've made our way into the city. So it was 93 kroner for 3 of us to get in here. So anyway, let's check out Bergen. So Bergen is very famous for its little wooden houses. The very first buildings in Bergen were built alongside the wharf called Bryggen. So Bryggen was ravaged by many fires. There was a great fire of 1702 in particular that reduced the whole city to ashes. Yikes. They're famous for their wooden houses, so they're all lovingly restored. Most of them being 17th and 18th and 19th century. But it's a lovely little town. This is Voss as we make our way. This is absolutely beautiful, but it's going to be one of those painstaking moments where you've only got tiny lanes to go up 2 ways, and sometimes not a lot of thought is given. So leaving from Ålandsvägen down the bottom, past the lookout that we've already shown you, and then we took the route right along here that you can see, looped up the mountain behind us. It's absolutely extraordinary, so beautiful. And this is how narrow, actually this one's good, that was a really clean overtake, but sometimes you're passing much larger vehicles than that on tiny narrow. So just don't look down. Absolutely stunning. Like, look at this. Just looking for a spot to stop. Magical. Oh my god, throw in a waterfall. Look at this. Magic. Absolutely magic. That water will be freezing. It's summer in Norway. It's freezing. And we're wearing shorts. But that is a little bit crazy because, let me tell you, it's a little bit chilly up here. We went and put jumpers on because we were like, But how beautiful is this? So we found a spot to stop along with some of our mates. quite a few have come up for the journey. Some of those big ones, oh my goodness, I wouldn't have liked to have been making that trip, I tell ya. But they're all used to it. Look at that waterfall. Oh, does it? Oh, used to it. Well, Daddy's a legend, so thank goodness he's the driver. Isn't she beautiful? To make our way down the mountain. A few hairpin turns, no problems. Cloud lying low over the mountains. It's pretty beautiful. So the way up was definitely a lot more of the zigzags, hairpin turns, and the time of day you do it, probably really important because there was a lot more traffic than what you would first envisage doing it in all sorts of shapes and sizes of rigs. There's some great interactive, you know, this is what is sea level rise. The glaciers melt when the climate gets warmer. Melt water flows down the rivers and into the sea, and at the same time the ocean water and heats and expands. The total effect is sea level rise. Turn the wheel and make your own sea level rise. So Dad's just giving her a bit of an interactive lesson over there on the difference. Over here we have interactive, you can push the glacier through the valleys and see how it forms, because they have a rough edge on the glacier that you see up behind us, and so that shows kids how it's actually formed. Very good. So we're just taking a quiet stroll through the little town of books. My sister would be wrapped in this little town. It is filled with shops, all second-hand books. Now, another amazing fact about this town is the glacier directly at the top of the hill in front of you there. You know, that is pretty important too. But it's so cool. Look, you're just walking along and there's second-hand books. And they're sitting there, look. Books and books. And store after store of all different languages, all different books. So cool. And yes, if you've been following us, you'll know we did manage to hunt out a miniature book. It's not as antique as we normally like, but a miniature book. So cute.
And it's about coffee.
And it's about coffee, which Mum and Dad do love, don't we? So, winner, winner.
I don't.
Okay, so we just thought we'd show you while I can before I'm actually have to go back inside. But this has rolled in the space of about oh, far out, get in the car, Rian. This has rolled in the space of about probably 5 minutes. We watched it come over, and then we've put the car in the best position we can, and the clouds are just coming in over the top of the mountain. It's quite extraordinary. Wow. So we're bunkered down. And after the rain comes the sun. There's the glacier. Amazing, really. I mean, Norway is just so beautiful. Miss B saying hello to the locals. And the glacier. Currently standing at Boyabreen Glacier. Boyabreen is one of about 25 glacier tongues branching off the plateau of Jostedalsbreen. The glacier plateau spreads out in a big expanse, approximately 40 k's in a northeasterly direction from the top of Boyabreen. The main glacier feed, Boyabreen. Whether Boyabreen grows or retracts depends on the surplus of snow and ice at the top of the plateau. The glaciers will grow if more snow is falling during winter than what is melting away in summer. The response time from the main glacier down to Boyabreen is approximately 3 years. Look at this for a drive. Like that, yeah, it is pumping the water. This is stunning. I just can't believe how lovely. Look at that low cloud too over the top of the mountains. Like honestly, Norway, you are exceptional. I know we keep saying it. The only thing which we do note that we thought there would be more of is areas to pull off and enjoy it. So like that area, but that wasn't really meant for that purpose. But they have chained a lot of it up, or like literally put gates on some of it. So we thought there would be more areas to do that. To just really enjoy these natural waterway areas, like the fresh water. I mean, it's just exceptional. Look at that, the clouds down over the mountains. Oh. Yeah, this is some of the best parking areas, absolutely. Look at the water pumping through there. Magic. Absolutely magic. The Atlantic Ocean Road. The 8 storm-lashed bridges of the Atlantic Ocean Road, recently designated a national tourist route, buck and twist like sea serpents, connecting 17 islets between Vervang and the island of Araboya. The UK's, well, yeah, it's a world's best road trip destination. For a highway that is barely 8 kilometres long, it's not going to be a very long trip, but it is hugely scenic. During the autumn storms, it can be a little bit at its most dramatic, obviously because of nature, and this being the Norwegian Sea. In certain seasons you'll be able to see whales and seals offshore. But wow, there is a viewing platform which not only gives you a 360-degree panoramic view of the archipelago, the ocean and the shore. That is at Askavagen, a little over 10 k's north of Bud. Look at this road, that bridge. Can you imagine in winter what this would be like? Like obviously it's pretty busy. Look at that. Up and over the first bit. Wow, if this wind was blowing, this would be a most unpleasant crossing of that bridge. And there we go. Just took us on a bit of a diversion, and what an absolutely beautiful diversion. Sometimes it's a winner and sometimes it is not, but in this particular case the scenery has been absolutely beautiful, and we did just get off gravel roads but it wasn't too bad. Okay, so it took us a hell of a long time to get here. We feel like we've been through hell and back, but no, we've just arrived in hell.
The bowl of reindeer is one of the best known, most discussed carvings in Norway. It is probably a hind, and it depicted in natural size, being 180 centimeters long and 136 centimeters high. The figure is a good example of the
Monumental?
characteristic
Yeah. Rock art.
rock art created in Norway during the Stone Age. It is probably about 6,000 years old.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And all the rock carvings are carved along the Bowler River in Norway. Amazing. So this one's much harder to see. For a long time, the Bowler reindeer was the only rock carving known on the south side of Lake Snæsa. But when the railway was being constructed in 1920 to 26, a figure of a bear was discovered. The bear's much smaller, but has been chiseled into the rock in the same manner. It lacks legs, probably due to repeated freezing and thawing of water flowing over the rock in winter. So you can actually just see it come up here, and then there's a little ear. But yeah, really difficult compared to the reindeer. Our campsite for the next couple of nights while we await our world schooling friends. Yep, that's gonna be hard. So we're at our wild camping site tonight, having a few bevies. And this is the view on the river. It's a wee little bit hard to take. I like to see how clear the water is. Unbelievable. Now, while I remember, I know I've mentioned the speed bumps. I love them. I know I've mentioned the speed cameras. They love them. And I'm pretty sure we've mentioned the tolls, which the tolls you can register online before you come to Norway. And I will put up the link to where you go. Now, they take months to log in your trip, so it's not like back home where you get home that night and you can actually see the toll there and make sure it's paid, or you've got 3 days to pay it, or whatever. As long as you've registered, then they will send it through with an email when it's logged onto the account. So we've been keeping a tally, of course, so that just so we know, how much we're spending as part of our budget. But yeah, do make sure you register before you come to Norway, because in the strangest of places, you'll find a tunnel. Isn't this beautiful? Just making our way up to Bodo, where we will make our way across to the Lofoten Islands. Arctic Circle Centre, the top of the hill. So we're just leaving Bodo behind as we make our way on the ferry to Lofoten Islands. So we're just heading out now. Stay tuned. So we've arrived in Lofoten Islands. So we're on Lofoten Islands. We're making our way up the coast. So there's plenty of places, even straight off the ferry. Once you, well, we turned right, but when you get off the ferry, there's plenty of places that you can pull over and park for the night. We've parked past at least 3 in the first couple of Ks. I mean, we stopped at the first one because it was 10 o'clock at night when we got off, but you don't have to, of course. You could have kept going, but yeah, plenty of them. And lots of motorhomes parked. Beautiful. Our trip in July 2018 that we made, we actually left Bodo here on a ferry across to Lofoten Islands, which was at that time $225 Australian or 1,223 krona. We entered down at, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Misconnesia, all the way up the island and out, and then from there we will go into Sweden and across to Finland.